Statistical data from the Ministry of Commerce of India shows key changes in trade between this country and Afghanistan over the past 3 years, indicating that Afghanistan's exports to India have been on an upward trend. According to the regional office of the Tasneem news agency, the statistical data from the Ministry of Commerce of India reveals that Afghanistan's exports to India have increased over the past 3 years, reflecting significant changes in Afghanistan's trade. The value of these exports has reached a record of $642.29 million in the years 2023 and 2024. Al Jazeera reported that India, which was previously considered a potential enemy of the Taliban, has now established serious relations with Afghanistan. The report added that the Chabahar port in Iran's Sistan and Balochistan province serves as a trade route for India and Afghanistan, bypassing Pakistan's trade routes. In the past 3 years, senior Indian diplomats have visited Afghanistan, and a group of Indian trade specialists is present at the Indian Embassy in Kabul. In addition to its embassy in New Delhi, Afghanistan has 2 consulates in the Indian cities of Mumbai and Hyderabad. Earlier, Vikram Misri, the Deputy Foreign Minister of India, stated during a meeting with Amir Khan Muttaqi, the Foreign Minister of the Taliban government, that New Delhi is interested in expanding its political and economic relations with Afghanistan and enhancing trade through the Chabahar port. Turkmenistan and Iran are connected to Pakistan through Afghanistan. The spokesperson for the Islamic Emirate announced the commencement of surveying and designing the Kandahar-Herat Railway, stating that this project will connect Turkmenistan and Iran to Pakistan. According to the regional office of Tasneem news agency, Zabihullah Mujahid, the spokesperson for the Islamic Emirate, announced that the surveying and design work for the 737.5-kilometer Kandahar-Herat Railway has begun. He stated in a message on X that the inauguration ceremony for the design of this project was held today, Sunday, February 17, in Kandahar. Mujahid added that upon completion of this project, Turkmenistan and Iran will be connected to Pakistan through Afghanistan. He also emphasized that this is an important economic step in the field of trade and transit. Mohammad Ashraf Haxhinaz, spokesperson for the Ministry of Public Works, also announced that the value of the detailed surveying and design project for the 737.5-kilometer Kandahar-Herat Railway is over 264 million Afghanis. He added that the detailed design of this project will be completed within 8 months. The Cardinals Assembly won the BAFTA Award for Best Film 2025. The film, which delves into the behind-the-scenes events of the papal election, complete with all its intrigues, sabotage, and revelations, claimed the award for Best Film at the BAFTA ceremony. The annual BAFTA Film Awards took place on Sunday at the Royal Festival Hall, hosted by renowned British actor David Tennant. This film was nominated for 12 awards, and by the end of the night, it had won 4, including Best Adapted Screenplay and Best British Film. The Best Actor award went to Adrian Brody for his role as a brilliant architect in the film Brutalist. This 3.5-hour film also received 4 other awards, including Best Director, which was awarded to Brady Corbett. Brutalist tells the story of a Hungarian architect trying to build a new life for himself and his wife in post-war America, but their plans change with the arrival of a wealthy client. Emily Perez's film won the award for Best Non-English Language Film. Zoe Saldana received the Best Supporting Actress award for her performance in this film. Mikey Madison won the Best Actress award for her leading role in the film Anara. Her competitors in this category included Cynthia Erivo, Sofia Gosinski, and Demi Moore. She dedicated her award to sex workers. Anara is the story of a stripper in New York who falls in love with the son of a Russian billionaire, and their passionate romance soon faces challenges. The competition for the annual BAFTA Awards can assist filmmakers and film distributors in their success at the box office. This support is especially vital for productions made with smaller budgets and by lesser-known producers. Louisville, KY. AP, at least 9 people have died in the most recent round of harsh weather to pummel the U.S., including 8 people in Kentucky who died as creeks swelled from heavy rain and water-covered roads. Kentucky Gov. Andy Beshear said Sunday that hundreds of people stranded by flooding had to be rescued. President Donald Trump approved the state's request for a disaster declaration, authorizing the Federal Emergency Management Agency to coordinate relief efforts throughout the state. Beshear said most of the deaths, including a mother and 7-year-old child, were caused by cars getting stuck in high water. So folks, stay off the roads right now and stay alive, he said. This is the search and rescue phase, and I am very proud of all the Kentuckians that are out there responding, putting their lives on the line. Beshear said there have been 1,000 rescues across the state since the storms began Saturday. The storms knocked out power to about 39,000 homes, but Beshear warned that harsh winds in some areas could increase outages. Parts of Kentucky and Tennessee received up to 6 inches, 15 centimeters, of rain, said Bob Oravec, a senior forecaster with the National Weather Service. The effects will continue for a while, a lot of swollen streams and a lot of flooding going on, Oravec said Sunday. In Alabama, the Weather Service in Birmingham said it had confirmed an F1 tornado touched down overnight in Hale County. Storms there and elsewhere in the state destroyed or damaged a handful of mobile homes, downed trees, and toppled power lines, but no injuries were immediately reported. Extensive damage to downtown roofs and buildings was reported in the northern city of Tuscumbia, with authorities asking people to avoid the area, according to WAF TV and other local media. A state of emergency was declared for parts of Obion County, Tennessee, after a levee failed on Saturday, flooding the small community of Rives, home to around 300 people in the western part of the state. There will be mandatory evacuations in effect for the residents in Rives due to the rising water, no electricity, and freezing temperatures creating a life-threatening situation, Mayor Steve Carr said in a statement Sunday. In Atlanta, a person was killed when a large tree fell on a home early Sunday, according to Atlanta Fire Rescue Capt. Scott Powell. Dangerously cold wind chill temperatures as low as 50 degrees below zero, minus 45.6, were expected in most of North Dakota, which remained under an extreme cold warning along with parts of Montana and large swaths of South Dakota and Minnesota, according to the National Weather Service. Kentucky faces severe flooding. Water submerged cars and buildings in Kentucky and mudslides blocked roads in Virginia late Saturday into Sunday. Both states were under flood warnings, along with Tennessee and Arkansas. The mother and child were swept away Saturday night in Kentucky's Bonneville community, Hart County Coroner Tony Roberts said. In southeastern Kentucky, a 73-year-old man was found dead in floodwaters in Clay County, County Emergency Management Deputy Director Ravel Berry said. There were a total of 4 deaths in Hart County, Beshear said. The Kentucky River Medical Center in the city of Jackson said it had closed its emergency department and transferred all patients to 2 other hospitals in the region due to a nearby river flooding. Photos posted by authorities and residents on social media showed cars and buildings underwater in south-central and eastern Kentucky. In Buchanan County, Virginia, the sheriff's office said multiple roads were blocked by mudslides. High winds brought down trees and power poles across Albemarle County, Virginia. The Charlottesville Police Department said Sunday on social media that officers' response times could be delayed due to an overwhelming number of weather-related calls for service. Police urged residents to stay off the roads. Power outages were reported along much of the eastern seaboard, from New York south to Georgia. In West Virginia, 13 southern counties were under a state of emergency for flooding and some areas were cut off to vehicle traffic Sunday. Several volunteer fire departments dealt with flooding in their own buildings while answering rescue and evacuation calls. Rockies, Midwest, Northeast hit with snowstorms, polar vortex on the way. Ice and snow made road travel treacherous in large swaths of Michigan, which remained under a winter weather advisory until Monday afternoon. Michigan State Police reported 114 crashes Sunday around the Detroit area since snow started falling Saturday. Fortunately, most were one-car spinouts and there were no serious injuries, Michigan State Police said on X. A majority of them were caused by drivers just going too fast or following too close. Authorities in Colorado reported 8 people were killed in fatal vehicle crashes since Valentine's Day and warned drivers to be cautious as the weather made driving more difficult. The causes of the fatal crashes weren't immediately known. Also in Colorado, 3 state patrol cruisers that had pulled over along roadsides were struck by other vehicles, including one on Sunday where a trooper had stopped as officials prepared to close a road because of ice. In each case the troopers were out of their cruisers at the time and were uninjured. Meteorologists said the U.S. was about to get its 10th and coldest polar vortex stretching event this season, with the northern Rockies and northern plains first in line. Weather forces in the Arctic are combining to push the chilly air that usually stays near the North Pole into the U.S. and Europe. The National Weather Service warned of life-threatening cold in the northern plains on Monday and Tuesday mornings. It said northeastern Montana could see temperatures as low as 45 degrees below zero, minus 42.7 degrees Celsius, and wind chills down to 60 below, minus 51 degrees Celsius. Avalanche warnings were issued for numerous areas of the Rocky Mountains stretching from Colorado to Washington state, with the danger rated highest in Utah. Sophia Tureen in Chicago, Nadia Lathan in Austin, Texas, John Raby in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, Matthew Brown in Billings, Montana, and Christopher Weber in Los Angeles contributed.